these fucking police that we champion for. I told Def I would rather talk about that. So I think it literally ties into what Trey said. But go ahead. Anybody else want to answer that question?
Yeah, let me just say something real quick. I look at it this way, right? Because the most common example is, at least for us, is music, right? For every 10 women that speak out against the city girls, you have 100 women telling those 10 women to stop hating and let them have fun. So, you know, it's it's a fucked up situation that we're in, and I think Equalizer, if he's still in here, he might have heard me say this before. The only way that we as a black community will actually get back on track is going to take an act of tyranny, right? Not an act of tyranny in a sense of it's going to take one person to, get everybody on the straight and narrow, but an act of tyranny in the sense of we're all going to have a collective plan, and we just going to have to leave the motherfuckers that's not on board with it out to dry. Right? The ones of us that thrive are gonna have to be the ones that thrive and leave the other ones behind. Like, it sounds fucked up. It sounds very screwed up to say, but that's what's gonna have to happen, at least with our community, because every time we have, for every meaningful conversation, we get 12 more bullshit conversations to come up. Like you said, right? We could be talking about the lady that got unalived by police officers while she was pregnant, right? That's two lives. That's two innocent black lives lost. But now we out here talking about a woman who couldn't keep her fucking mouth shut, and most likely got what she got because of her mouth, right? Or let's take months ago, right? We could have been focusing so much time and so much energy on, actual kids that have been lost in the system or that have been kidnapped, but we've been dealing with a bitch that been lying about being kidnapped, right? So for every 12 stories that's meaningful, I'm gonna switch up what I said. For every 12 stories that's meaningful, we get that one big ass story that's just bullshit. And it just takes all of my fucking attention because the media, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The media just don't want to push the meaningful shit. And it's the same thing that goes in music. It's a reason why you don't hear female artists like Rhapsody or Tierra Whack, or you don't hear, like, they'll turn around and play old school male hip hop joints, but they won't turn around and play Missy or the Brat or none of that, right? It's always gonna be the Cardis, the Megs, the City Girls, and etc. Right? It's because for
Sexy
some reason,
Red.
I ain't even want to bring her up, but I really want to just let her die out. But yeah, to your point, her right. You'll never hear these radio stations going back playing meaningful female rap because that's just not what's gonna get them their attention, right? That's gonna lose them so many female. That's gonna lose so much female audience to them versus men. The Breakfast Club can go back and play KRS-One joint, right? They can go back and play a LL joint. They can go back and play a Rakim and Eric B joint. They still gonna get as much male viewers and as much male followers as they've always got. But they just simply can't do it unless it's like a Missy Appreciation Day, or unless it's a Women's Appreciation Day, or when they did it for the what was it, the 50th anniversary of hip hop, right? It's got to be an occasion for them to do it. They can't just do it all willy nilly, and that's because women hate holding other women accountable. And this thing that we have called free speech, that I don't think we should fucking have, this thing called free speech, gives everybody the right to turn around and say, "Hey, fuck you and your opinion, no matter how right you might be. They having fun. They should be allowed to do it, even though they being a complete detriment to the community."